This coming winter will mark 100 years since a fierce blizzard tore through central North Dakota. In March of 1920, a 15-year-old girl's life was claimed by that snow. But her legacy is that of a hero, and even a century later, her story is stopping people in their tracks. Here's this week's Someone You Should Know. Chuck Suki remembers the moment inspiration struck him. The songwriter was hauling bales of hay to his cows during a nasty spring snowstorm when he spotted a mourning dove.
And she had succumbed to the storm. And these words rose up from wherever, and I scratched them down on my little notepad that I carried in my coveralls. Wings on snow, a fate not chose. Morning finds a dove so froze, who too soon thought spring arrived. In warmth below, love survived.
So begins the story of Hazel Miner. The subject of Suki's ballad was 15 years old, living in rural Oliver County near Center. But as so often happens in North Dakota,
a 1920 mid-March storm caused school to let out early.
Hazel, along with her siblings, 10-year-old Emmett and 8-year-old Meredith, were loaded onto a horse-driven sleigh by their father and told to wait. But the horse had other plans.
They didn't take off on purpose. The horse just took off on its own.
The Miner kids became lost in the whiteout conditions.
It's believed at one point they passed within a couple hundred feet of their farmhouse, but missed it, couldn't see it.
Night fell, and the sleigh tipped over in the snow, leaving the three siblings stranded. That's when Hazel's heroism truly began.
Hazel put the young ones down and lay her body o'er them.
So she just covered them and then opened up her coat and went over the top of the blanket and the children to keep the wind from blowing the blanket off and then to help keep them warm.
Hazel told the kids stories and sang them songs to keep them from succumbing to the cold.
Hush-a-bye, don't you cry, cold is like a sorrow.
It wasn't until the next afternoon that a search party came upon the scene and discovered her sacrifice.
I mean, she was just about to turn 16, and yet here she was doing this enormous, adult, womanly, motherly effort.
Emmett and Meredith survived the storm, thanks to the cover of Hazel's body through the night. And in her death, a folk legend was born.
Not only in the papers throughout the state, but papers throughout the country.
When I get in the middle of what seems like insurmountable chaos, I think about Hazel and what she must have been going through in that horrible dilemma. And what she did was the best she could. Don't you cry, you'll be warm tomorrow.
Hazel Miner, a hero of North Dakota, is someone you should know. Just love that song too. It's just a beautiful song that Chuck Suki wrote.
Absolutely.
And if you want to learn more about Hazel Miner, by the way, an entire book has been written about it. The author Kevin Kramer wrote this a few years back. You can actually download a free digital copy of this book by finding a link on our website, kxnet.com. You'll also find a link to listen to the entire song, The Story of Hazel Miner by Chuck Suki,